One of the areas related to the government support that's been given to try to diminish the incredibly horrible economic impact of COVID is the Self-Employment Income Support Scheme, the SEISS. The three questions we're most asked, or the questions we're asked can mostly be grouped around these three questions. Who qualifies? How much do you get? And how do I claim? And when do I claim? So let's deal with those in order. I'll deal with them in order. Who qualifies? First of all, you need to be self-employed, not surprisingly, or a member of a partnership. So partners can also qualify. You need to have submitted an income tax return for the 2018-19 tax year. You need to be trading at the point of claim, or you would be, but for the impact of COVID. You need to intend to trade in 2021. So it's a bit of a subjective test that. No one's quite sure how that's going to be tested. And you need to have lost trading profits due to COVID. Yeah, well, how can you determine that if you're only just claiming? Well, you won't be able to claim till a bit later. So it may be there's a backward looking test from the time of claim. We're unsure about that too. So needing to have lost trading profits is one of those areas that will need some more clarification. And there are a number of those areas through a number of these provisions, because the government, understandably and to their credit, introduced these provisions rapidly on the hoof, so to speak. So there's obviously going to be some gaps which will need to be filled in, and I'm sure will be due to the representations being made, the discussion that Treasury are having with professional bodies and representative bodies. So we'll watch this space, and we'll of course keep you up to date with everything on TechLink. Now there's another condition. So there are the 5 conditions. Self-employed member of a partnership, submitted an income tax return for 2018-19, trading or would be, but for COVID, intend to trade in 2021, have lost trading profits due to COVID. Next condition, need to have trading profits of less than 50,000, and those trading profits need to represent more than 50%, that's more than 50% of your income. Your self-employed income needs to be or represent 50% of your total income or more. Okay, now that 50,000 number is determined by at least one of the following being true. So at least one of the following, these two things. Trading profits in 2018-19 need to be less than 50,000, or, and that's an important or average trading profits for 2016-17, 2017-18, 2018-19, or for two of those years, if you've only been trading for two of them, need to be less than 50,000. So if you can satisfy either of those tests, trading profits for 2018-19 being less than 50,000, or those average trading profits being less than 50,000, you should qualify, provided you satisfy all of those other tests. Draw the breath. Next question, how much? How much will I get? The figure that most people have burned into their brain in relation to this relief is 80%. 80% of profits. Well, yeah, it's not quite as simple as that, but it's not 80% of all profits. There is a cap. It's 80%, first of all, of the average profits from tax years 2016-17, 2017-18, and 2019-20. Or such of those years are irrelevant. If you've only been trading for two of those years, it's the average of those 2 years. If you've only been trading for the 2018-19 year, then it's that year only. So that's the average that you look at. So 80% of that average, you go, oh, that's still not bad. However, subject to a maximum of £2,500 per month as a payment. So that means the profits that you're being anchored to arrive at that number of 2,500 is 37,500 of profits that kind of qualify, because 80% of that amounts to 3,125 per month. 80% of that will be 3,125, and a 12th of that, my maths, a 12th of 37,500, i.e. that's the annual figure, a monthly amount related to that is 3,125, and 80% of that is 2,500. Now, all of those numeric details and examples are in TechLink, especially in the matrix that we've drawn up with the title, Whatever It Takes. The last question, of course, is how do I get it? How do I claim? When do I claim? Do I need to be doing something now? The answer is No, it'll be lovely if you could, but the government are building the claims process, and it won't be built, it won't be ready to be claimed on until June. And so in the meantime, hopefully your cash flow holds up, or one of the business interruption loans will be of use to you. And the way this is going to work is that it's a kind of don't call us, we'll call you methodology. The revenue will ascertain who qualifies and will then reach out, contact those who qualify and invite them to claim, but it won't be until June. And when you make that claim through the online process that the revenue will point you to through gov.uk, then the payment will be made to you, and it will be a single payment, a cumulative payment for those 3 months. And of course, then if we are still in this position, it may well be that the scheme will be extended. So that's when no claim can be made until June and wait to be invited. So that's a rough summary, a pretty rough summary of how the self-employed income support scheme works. As I said, I would encourage you to look closely at TechLink, especially in the whatever it takes section, where all of our bulletins and that matrix, which is being kept up to date with all of the latest developments on this area and others, of course, the job retention scheme, the various loans, VAT deferment, all of that is all covered in that matrix. Give it a good look. It's being kept up to date as quickly as we possibly can.